Why are they all taking off their pants?
Bro, that's a dude.
Wow, she's not for the streets, she's for the whole temple. We're going to be looking at two different types of videos today. One of the topics we're talking about today is a major scandal that's happening in Thailand right now, while the other one is really focused on cross-dressing. And I really think cross-dressing has gone way too far. Dress up as a man, you want to dress up as a woman, you want to dress up as a furry, I don't really care. Now, what I do care is when you start doing some weird shit while dressed up as something else, okay? Without further ado, let's just dive on right in.
Who filmed herself having sex with Buddhist monks and then blackmailing them for up to £9 million has been arrested.
She don't look like that.
Wilawan Emsawat allegedly seduced senior monks before threatening to release the footage unless they paid up. At least 9 monks were defrocked for breaking their celibacy vows after the videos came out. It all unfolded after the head of a famous Buddhist temple in Bangkok suddenly left the monkhood and disappeared.
Wow, she's not for the streets, she's for the whole temple. So the woman in question right now is Wilawan Emsawat. She's currently wrapped up in this huge scandal in Thailand. You would also find out that Wilawan actually planned this whole thing out. She deliberately targeted these monks for financial gain. Now, it's not really stated how she initiated all this, but you know, she knew these monks were in the middle of their no-net forever, and I really imagine this is how it went down. The Wilawan's probably like,
hey, you got some nice prayer beads.
What?
You know, I really want that dick.
And the monk is probably looking at her like, I mean, what do you really expect? So after Wilawan seduces them, and after their spiritual connection, Wilawan would reveal her true self, and then she would proceed to blackmail them. If you don't pay me, I will release them tapes. The monks are probably like,
what tapes are you talking about?
Wilawan revealed that she had documented this whole encounter with these monks. When Wilawan was arrested at her house, the police discovered over 80,000 files of explicit materials involving these monks. You know, and her plan really worked here, right? In her bank account, they also discovered around 385 million baht. That really equates to $11.9 million. You know, she did all this over the course of 3 years. Got to admit, she's kind of a hustler here. You know, you go get that money, girl. And the only reason she got caught was because she started doing way too much. Sometimes she would just demand even more money by saying she was pregnant. So she actually did this to one of the other monks, saying, hey, you better pay me more or I'm gonna reveal everything. And he's like, hell no. I ain't paying no child support, and just like that, he dipped. Because the monk left so suddenly without saying anything, an investigation would eventually be held, and that's exactly how she was caught. She lost all her millions of baht, and now her baht is stuck in prison. Seems like she was teaching the monks a valuable lesson. Businesswoman. That's literally it. Why is this even brought up, man? God forbid a woman is in business. For sure. Amen. 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 You go get that money, girl. Breaking celibacy for someone you are not even in love is criminal. Why is she being arrested? I don't really understand this question. I mean, she did blackmail, and 92 to 95% of Thailand are Buddhist, right? If something like this happened in any of the Catholic churches, you know, this would be big news. Other people are definitely not defending her. Blackmail is a crime. I don't understand how some people are not faulting the women. Of course, I do think she was at fault. Everybody was at fault, technically, right? Someone else says, why on earth would monks have 9 million? You actually don't know how much money these guys get, you know? They are a religious sector. So just like churches, they get a lot of donations. They get a lot of money from tourism. The double standards in the comments, right? Pack them all up. Everybody, the whole temple, man. You're gonna clean the whole temple, man. Speaking of Thailand, let's talk about cross-dressing. Now, these videos will all be different parts of cross-dressing that has been going viral recently. 3 Nigerian men were arrested while attempting to travel to Dubai disguised as Arab women. Oh god, I already know what the jokes are gonna come from this, just literally looking at this. These three men right here tried to white chick their way into UAE or Dubai. The post says that they were really Nigerian, but this hasn't really been confirmed. They were actually caught in an Algerian airport. The three were trying to pass through security by wearing traditional clothing and hijabs and makeup. For some reason, they just only did it on their foreheads. Definitely fired the makeup artist. We don't really know what their motives are, but since then, this post has actually gone mega viral in the West. I think it's just funny, I guess. White chicks 2 escaped to Dubai. I love how their faces were covered up only where the hijab wasn't. That's really true though. Like, dude, whose makeup artist is this? Why did they not cover everything else? Like, they had no plan B, C, or D. It was just literally this, and they really thought it would work.
Perhaps not.
Wouldn't they check, if you check your passport, wouldn't they look at your photos regardless? Like, wouldn't you want to have everything else covered? Dude, I swear their hands are probably not even the right color. They probably didn't even put makeup on their hands. Let's not laugh here, y'all. If they were willing to go to these desperate measures just to get out, there's no telling how bad their reality is. And now to have to return under these humiliating circumstances, it will likely be worse for them. I wonder if there's a way they can be supported. Probably just send them better makeup stuff, you know? There's a lot of different people. Why are they all taking off their pants? So this type of video has been going extremely viral recently, and it's really because of our main character here called Sister Hong. And if you think she looks weird, she does. I'm not gonna lie to you. And what if I told you she wasn't even a sister? She's not even a woman. She's actually a 38-year-old Chinese man named Zhao, and he's been, cooking up something not really good, to me at least. I don't know what your tastes are. Maybe you guys have different tastes. The story goes like this. So Zhao really needs money, right? So he comes up with this elaborate business plan. So for the first step of his plan, he puts on heavy ass white chick makeup, he buys a Steve Jobs turtleneck, and he buys a wig. And when he puts all these together, he has now fully become the infamous married woman named Sister Hong. Now, second step, she hops on dating apps and sends out a ton of DMs, ready to pull out the boldest catfish of all time. She mainly targets men who have the fetishes of sleeping with another person's spouse. And you're probably asking, who the is falling for this shit? Well, you really underestimate horny men. Because
Allegedly.
more than 1,600 men pull up. Now, this is all alleged. We really don't know how many people, what the actual numbers are. The police basically denied this number. Now, all these 1,600 definitely didn't pull up all at once, you know. Most of the times they showed up by themselves, but other times, you know, so some of them show up with their best friend. And I'm not gonna judge, you know, sharing and caring, I guess. When people show up, some people realize that, you know, Sister Hong actually has a third leg. You know, some people just leave, but majority of the time they kind of just stick around and they just wait for the festivities to happen later. And Sister Hong is pretty nice. She doesn't really ask for a lot of money. She just wants you to bring a small gift. Now, this gift could be in the form of food, fruits, or, you know, daily essentials, maybe some toilet paper, some appliances that you could bring. Nothing that will really break the bank. I know you're asking, like, hold up now, what exactly was his business plan? Let me tell you right now. The only reason we have these videos right now of Sister Hong is because she secretly films her encounters with these men. And with these videos, she actually sells them as a subscription to people online for $20. And this model basically works for a little bit because her videos actually go super viral online recently. Normally, you think this would be a good thing. You have more people that are tuned in and more people will probably subscribe to you. Since this case went extremely viral, there are a lot of friends, a lot of family members, and a lot of coworkers of these victims that were able to recognize them in these videos. Another thing that happens when things go viral, especially in China, is that the government basically gets involved. A lot of these videos are taken unconsensually. The Chinese government is basically like, hell no. Yeah, so in early July, an investigation would be started, and on July 6th, Sister Hong / Zhao would be apprehended. Now, because this case also involves so many other people, Department of Disease actually have to come in and try to test as many victims as possible and Through these tests, we actually have 3 confirmed with diseases. It's not really confirmed if they were actually from the sister or they just got it from somewhere else. You know, and additionally, the internet is just gonna be the internet, right? There have been, because there's so many videos, there's actually a lot of main characters and various memes that evolved from this situation. I will show you the videos and potentially some of the people that I thought was pretty funny while I was looking through all this. So this video shows one of Sister Hong's victims asking if she could give him something, you know, give him a little special. And I guess they don't really know what they're talking about, but every time she talks, look at his face. Oh gosh. I think his breath sinks. My boy almost gags, bro. Get the hell out of there. What are you doing there? The fact that he's still staying in there and he's like, maybe, you know, maybe. So let's look at the comments real quick. The way he's gagging and covering his nose when sister is talking. How can they not see that's a man? I don't know, man. Maybe they're just that desperate, you know, they're just that desperate. He's gagging at Sister Hong's breath, watching his reaction every time they talk. Bro's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Hell no, I think he's staying, man. I think he's gone too far. Bro, but he stayed anyway. Exactly. That's crazy. I'm out of there, bro. One of the other victims that went super viral is a man they call it Leather Jacket. And the only reason they call him that is because he wears a leather jacket. And the only reason he's really popular right now is because he's just good looking. He's just good looking. Now it's crazy, it wasn't even 3 times. A lot of people have looked at a lot of the footages and said that it was at least 7 times, which is crazy. Someone said, I don't trust any guy that wears a leather jacket. So more backstory with the leather jacket, he was actually engaged with his fiance. The fiance discovered all the leaks of the videos and saw him, and now that he's going extremely viral, they eventually called off the engagement. Do I feel bad for him? Not really. He still cheated, right? I guess one of the pros and good things is, you know, he's single. All these TikTok bots could, you know, hit him up now. Now this is probably the funniest one I've seen.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Oh.
Millions of free child place holidays available with 20 package included.
Oh gosh, dude.
But
My boy keeps turning off the light.
Holidays. Package holidays you can trust. Aptron protected.
Sister Hong's like, hell nah. You're not taking away my paycheck. Keep the lights on, boy. Sister Hong needs that light to do the recording, bro. Like, come on, get with the program, man. The switching on and off is taking me out. Sister Hong needs light on for content. Come on, bro. She is hustling, man. Sister Hong Room Special Effects Filter Challenge in Thailand, Taiwan, and other countries. The creator posted an AR effect on Instagram titled Hongjie Filter Challenge, which recreates Sister Hong's room, bed, and walls as a background. I think that's freaking funny. Users simply open their cameras to transfer themselves into Sister Hong's dark room, creating a hyper-realistic effect that has inspired many to try it. The internet is undefeated. I'm gonna be honest. This is crazy to me. Yeah, that's enough for me today. I'm out of here.